morning, Zanzi. You're in the right place to start your morning off on the right note. This is the good news for you. Even better news is the fact that we're having a great conversation this morning with Dr. Jacky Hattingh. It is all about aging, my love. We're talking about what it is that we can do to age the best way possible, because it's inevitable. There's no way to stop it. But what lifestyle choices can we make? What exercises? What exactly do we need to know so that we can hopefully be gracefully aging, just like you and was talking about earlier on? So let's please give the lady who's going to give us the answers a feel-good welcome. It is Dr. Jacky Hattingh.
Thank you.
Doctor, how are you?
I'm well, thank you. Thanks for inviting me to your show.
Thank you for having us. It's always lovely to have a doctor in the house. Yes, and this morning, doctor, I want to start right at the fact that, a lot of us, we know that aging does happen. But why does it happen? And, what are some of the things that we can do to possibly be in the right space when we start aging?
Sure. Yeah, you're right. Aging is inevitable. There are currently over 300 theories of how we age and why we age. So we're not going to dig into those. I think it will keep us here all day.
Yes.
But really on a cellular level, so your body is made up of thousands, millions of cells. These cells are programmed to divide, multiply, and then die off.
Yes.
And they do this with triggers, eccentric triggers or eccentric triggers. When they keep on multiplying, keep on dividing and dying off, those physiological changes is what makes us age.
Okay.
So what are the factors that makes us age from the inside? Those things are things like inflammation and oxidative stress. From the outside, well, that's our lifestyle. Those are our choices we make. Sometimes not always out of free will, like air pollution, radiation, poor choices of food that we eat, not exercising, smoking, and I want to add vaping as well, because vaping is not an alternative or a healthy alternative to smoking, and the stress we experience daily. So those are the things that can affect our health or accelerate our health. We know we're aging, but those are the things that will accelerate our aging processes.
Oh my goodness. So are you genuinely saying, doctor, that vaping can make me look a little bit older?
I am.
This is groundbreaking. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
No. There are people out there who need to know.
Yep.
But doctor, then speak to me about this. In terms of natural medicines, how much can they actually help in terms of slowing down the aging process?
Well, what's the alternative to natural stuff or natural medicine? So natural medicine aims, number one, to educate.
Yeah.
Educate the person about what are the healthy choices we have to make. And number two, it is really about our nutrition and our exercise.
Okay.
Those are natural things that we can implement to slow down the aging process.
Yes.
To age gracefully, to stay mobile, to prevent bone degeneration or joint degeneration. So it comes down to the supplements is not your first choice. You always start with the nutrition.
Oh, really? Okay. Because sometimes I turn to that.
I know,
Yes.
because those are the easy things that we can do, but there is no substitute for a healthy lifestyle.
Okay.
Not even a natural medicine pill.
Oh my word. Okay, fine. Doctor, you are opening up my eyes this morning to things that I guess I was fighting at some point. But now let's talk about exactly what kind of diet choices we can make, with you saying that those are possibly the best, decisions we can make for ourselves.
That is your foundation, is diet. So it's to include phytonutrients. Phytonutrients are basically the colors in food. So if you think about food, think about a rainbow. You eat those colors. Always green on your plate. Then orange, red, purple. Those are the healthy choices. We call them phytonutrients. They actually the chemicals that plants make to protect themselves. But those chemicals is little messengers in our bodies, switches on our DNA, repair cells, repair DNA, helps us to make healthy new cells. So that's number one. Number two, make sure you get quality proteins in.
Okay.
Eat to balance your sugar levels. And what I mean with that is, it doesn't mean necessarily for everyone it's 3 meals a day.
Okay.
But you need to manage your blood sugar levels. If you have spikes in your blood sugar levels and drops in your sugar levels, you're actually spiking inflammation. What did I say earlier? Inflammation is one of the root causes of accelerated aging.
Yeah.
So you don't want to spike those inflammatory cytokines. Drink enough water.
Yes.
don't drink alcohol.
Did you
Or-
say
okay,
don't?
I will say
Yes, we're listening.
moderate your alcohol intake.
Okay, okay.
So that's with your foods. Enough fiber, that's really, really important.
Yeah.
And then the exercise. Okay, exercise is anti-aging. There's no doubt about it.
Yes.
It is anti-inflammatory. However, I want to warn that excessive exercise is also not good.
Really?
So excessive exercise will lead to oxidative stress and inflammation and make it difficult for your body to repair. So if you do high intensity exercise training, you will have to make sure that you have a protocol in place to reverse the damage
Yeah.
or to help you with the recovery.
And speaking of stress, how is it that we can possibly stress a little bit better? Because I know a lot of us do it, but how can we do it in a healthy way?
I think with stress is that you have to recognize your stress. You have to recognize when you are experiencing too much stress.
Yes.
So what are those signs and signals? Your sleep will be disturbed. You will feel maybe a bit brain fog, not
Yes.
cluttered mind, forgetting where you've put things. You may feel that you don't really want to socialize. You're irritated if someone just looks at you in a kind of a different way.
Yes.
So those are some of the signs that you can recognize. And then it's important that you acknowledge or recognize the triggers. What are your stressors?
Oh, that's a good
Is it your relationships?
Yes.
Is it people at work?
Yes, all of the above. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. I love them here.
If you can't change your environment, then you have to change your strategy. And I
Yes.
think that's the last one. So once you
Amazing.
know what your stresses are, you know that you are stressed. Now, what is your strategy going to be? You have to have a plan in place to deal with those stresses. If you don't know how, you have to seek help.
Yes.
I do find that life coaches are very practical in that way, that they can teach you the skills to cope and manage your stress.
Beautiful. Well, doctor, the lovely thing is that you're not going anywhere. And you know what? As a 30-year-old who just came from gym just yesterday and I don't drink and everything, I think I might be on the right track over here. Oh, I'm joking. I'm not better than anyone else. I'm still trying to make good choices. And this is why we're keeping Dr. Jacky Hattingh around, because she's helping us in terms of understanding how it is that we can 100% age gracefully, because you can't run away from it, but how can we do it best? Stick around, you're still on your Feel Good Breakfast show. Kate Teasy, what's going on?
It's my Feel Good Breakfast Show.
And just like that, we're back like Umqolo here on S3. Yes, it is your Feel Good Breakfast show. And honey, speaking of Umqolo, you know, as you get older, sometimes your back, it hurts, it's bad, it's wrong. We don't want that for you. You deserve a good life. We want you to stay vibrant, stay positive, you know, even stay empowered in terms of you and aging gracefully, which is why we got Dr. Jacky Hattingh in the building. And we're chatting all about what it is we need to know when it comes to exercise, mental well-being, and hormonal changes for that aging gracefully. Doctor, I want to ask you, because for me, I'm on a journey at the moment, right? I'm going back to the gym. I recently started doing a lot of weightlifting, and I think that's what my trainer has me on at the moment, while we work on a little bit of cardio on the side. What are those exercises that are going to allow me to actually age as gracefully as I want to?
I guess I think we need to understand, why do we need to exercise when while we're aging.
Okay.
So as we age and our cells degenerate and die off, we lose muscle cells. So if you lose muscle cells, we lose our strength.
Sure.
In the future, if you are now older, you need to look after yourself often. You live by yourself, you have to cook for yourself, you have to maintain your home, and you need some level of strength. So it's very important in order for you to stay independent, to stay fit and healthy. It doesn't mean you have to participate in a vigorous exercise routine, but there are a few things that one can do and practice regularly. Number one is it's the frequency about your exercise. So it's not how much you do, but it's how often you do it.
Okay.
So focus on cardiovascular exercise. So the prescription is generally to do 3 times a week cardiovascular exercise. Now, it could be a vigorous cycling event, or it could be running in later years. You could reduce that to just walking.
Okay.
Okay. Then your strength training exercises, the prescription is generally for twice a week strength training exercises. Whether you do Pilates, yoga, or weight training, that doesn't matter. But it also, for those who are starting later in life, doesn't mean they have to do like you, go to a personal trainer and do vigorous strength training exercises or weightlifting. It could be own body weight exercises. And I think it's very important when we test people, we want to make sure that they can do some functional movements.
Yeah.
So a squat, or in simple terms, sit to stand without holding on.
Yes.
A lunge, because when you're on the floor playing with your grandchildren,
Aw.
you want to be able to get up from the floor. So you need to be able to do a lunge.
I can lunge, doctor.
Okay, good.
Thank
Do you
you.
have grandchildren?
I don't. Okay.
Then a push-up.
Yes.
Now, for ladies, they can do a ladies push-up. So from
Thank
their
you. I was about to say I
knees,
can't do a proper one. Yes.
and a sit-up.
Okay.
Because how do you get from the bed sitting up on the side of your bed? So those are functional things that we need to be able to do. You can work out with an elastic band. It doesn't have to be weights.
Yes.
But maintain some level of strength. Strength also improves joint mobility. So to be able to move your joints through the full range of motion. We develop aching joints for no reason
Yes.
when we age. And the more you move, the more you lubricate those joints, the easier it is for you to get around and do your everyday life.
Yes. And speaking of everyday life, you know, there's so many people and so many things that always remind women that once you get to a certain age and you're aging, maybe you're not right for this or maybe you're not right for that. How can women possibly, you know, adopt a little bit more of a positive mindset when it comes to aging, doctor?
I don't think we should be prescribed what we should do when we age. Why do you have to change what you dress like? And I'm not talking about, you know, mutton dresses lamb, but you should be yourself and you should act the way you feel. If you do the things that makes you feel good,
Yeah.
you will be able to act youthfully. So I think it is all about attitude. So your attitude towards life affects your health quite dramatically. And your attitude then towards aging should do the same. So have a positive mind about it because it is inevitable. You're not going to escape it. Nobody wants to be around a negative person.
Yeah.
So nobody wants to hear about your joint aches and pains. Keep that for your little social group when you're discussing your aging ails. And I think, you know, if you participate practically and positively in the things that you do daily, like making your choices around your food and around your nutritional supplements, your sleep and your stress, approach that with that kind of a mindset, that it's not my age, it's how I do things.
Yes. And obviously as well, doctor, there are those things that happen where women experience hormonal changes at different stages in their lives, you know. Can you speak to us about how we can sort of tackle that in our aging as well as the support system that we possibly need around us?
Sure. I must say, I know we're talking about women, but the same happens to men, just with different hormones. So with women, when our estrogen level starts to dip around about our 40s, and it happens for different women at different times, so there is no prescribed stages. But when that happens, we experience changes in our skin.
Yeah.
We experience changes in joints. We might experience a decreased bone density, and that makes you more prone to, other health risks.
Yes.
You may experience a reduced sex drive. So those things are not always comfortable changes, but I think if we know that we're not the first woman going through that.
Yeah.
We're not going to be the only woman going through that. And if you have your friends and your family similar age to yourself and you have that conversation with them, you will see that they all experience. It can create some anxieties.
Yeah.
You can discuss this with your medical practitioner. How are you going to approach this? What is the route that you're going to follow? Are you going to go completely natural? Do you need the help of some bioidentical hormones to manage those symptoms? And I think it's important to know that make use of your support systems.
Nice. I like that. And for me, I'm also like, you know what? I'm looking to age as gracefully as possible. I will tell my trainer, though, you said it's not about how much you train, it's about how many times, right? Thank you. I'm going to tell him because he likes to make me go very long. But thank you so much, Doctor. And we appreciate it. Thank you. It's Dr. Jacky Hattingh here to help us age gracefully. And my friend, I think we learned a lot of insight in terms of finding out how it is we can do exactly that. But more than anything else, how we can look after this body. Remember, you only have one, hey? And this is why we want you to make sure that you are looking after it the best way possible. Right about now, though, I know that the beautiful Carissa is standing by in Cape Town. Hi, my Carissa.